Hey guys, what's up? JP here for another JPOV. Today we're going to be taking a look at the MMO ArcheAge. This game is currently in alpha right now, but it's been out over in Korea since the 15th of January, way back in 2013. Just made its way over here though. The alpha is currently $150 to buy into. I think they're going to be having beta weekends, which you can buy into for $50. It's all on their it's all on their website. All the information is over there. But when the game comes out, it's going to be free to play, and of course, there's going to be a monthly sub. The game was developed by Jake Song, who is a former developer of Lineage, and his dev team, XL Games. Over here in the US, it's going to be published and managed by Tryon. You probably know them from the MMO Rift, and most recently, Defiance. It's kind of described as a sandbox MMO with a theme park structured play, and there's already some crazy shit going on here on stream. We're going to do our best to describe as many systems possible, but there's really so much going on in this game that I'm not sure we're going to be able to break it down in a single video. I keep saying we, and I haven't even introduced my guest yet. I'm joined by the co-leader of Swiggity Swooty, which is our stupid little guild in here. It's Ryan Assmore, also known as Swiggity Assmore in the Swiggity Swooty world. What's going on, Ryan?
Hey, what's up, JP? Hello, everybody.
So you guys probably know this voice from roleplay, as well as having his own stream, which if you're not watching it, you should go check it out over at twitch.tv/Ryuzilla. But Ryan, ArcheAge, man, you seem to be enjoying yourself as we're both capped here at the max level. What do you think thus far?
This is the first MMO, I think, that's really captured my interest since World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you know me. I've got this reputation now as a snake oil salesman, which is probably the reason you're here, so I don't just sound like I'm doing it all over again. But we're cap level. The cap level in the game is 50 currently. I guess to start off with, let's talk about like the class system in this game and how the skill sets work. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? What class are you?
Sure. So when I rolled this, it was called the Harrier class. And then they did a name change, and so it's now known as the Primeval class. So the way that skills work are there are 10 sort of skill trees, and each person gets to pick 3 of them. So the 3 trees kind of come together to form one single class, which allows for 120 total unique classes. My class, the Primeval, is made up of Archery, Oromancy, and Shadowplay. Archery is kind of like my main damage dealing skill tree, I guess. Oromancy is kind of like a defensive tree, a utility tree, an anti-CC tree, and then Shadowplay kind of augments Archery a little bit and gives me a few more long-range bow DPS skills to use.
And my class is Reaper. It's more of an assassination class. It's really front load heavy when it comes to damage. After I kind of go through my combo system and do the most damage at the start, I kind of tapers off in that sense. So it's designed to really blow up whatever you're attacking and then move on to the next target. The way that the combo system works in this game, the skill system works is, let's take a look at, for example, Mana Stars. This is kind of my almost auto attack, but not entirely. When I attack someone, it adds a debuff to them, and then if I attack people enough, it adds a de-stressed debuff to them. And that's just constantly holding it down at auto cast. In fact, Ryan, let me just duel you real quick, and I can kind of show some of this stuff in action.
Sure.
We'll do a proper duel a little bit later. So this is Mana Stars. As you can see, I just hold down 1, and it does a pretty good amount of damage. You can see it's adding that debuff there marked, and eventually that'll go over to stress. You have no way of healing yourself, right?
Correct.
Okay, so my bread and butter combo, I guess, is this. This might kill you, Ryan. You do that, you do Impale, and then you do Chain Lightning. And so that just took Ryan down from half HP to death in a single shot. That was 3 skills. The way that works is Hell Spear impales targets. This attack Summon Crows inflicts poison on impaled targets. And then Chain Lightning does 30% additional damage to impaled targets, already hitting for 1408. So it does a lot of damage. It's a very bursty class. I've got a bunch of other utilities. I can do this drop back ability, which will make my fireballs instant. Sorry, my flame bolts instant for 2 to 3 casts, depending on how fast I do it. I've got stealth. Shadow play is probably one of the more common PvP specs in this game, or PvP skill sets, simply because you get things like stealth. If we take a look at the actual skill set here, it has some other valuable stuff like Overwhelm, which is a 2-second stun, and then you combo that with Shadow Smite, which then trips the target. It also does 33% additional damage. And then, of course, it's got things called Free Runner. That was not Free Runner, that was Shadow Step, which allows me to get behind the target. And it has a 50% chance to reset its cooldown. I've gotten like 6 of these in a row before, so I've just constantly Shadow Stepped through a Zerg and just jumped on different people. Free Runner gives me 30% more movements, 35% more movement speed, and 160 agility. We could really spend all day talking about all the different skill sets here. This is my big damage Meteor Strike. It's a long cast, but it looks pretty cool. Drops a meteor on the target, does a ton of AoE damage, and knocks down people. But I think the skill set's pretty cool. I think it allows for a lot of variety. Ryan, what do you think about it?
Yeah, it's definitely something I want to explore more and find like optimal choices, because like I said earlier, there's 120 classes, and then within those classes, there's like different ways to spec your tree. So it feels like there's a ton of customization in it.
Yeah, and there is some of the Holy Trinity here when it comes to MMOs with the healer, tank, DPS, but I don't think it's as defined. Like, I've seen some ranged tanks before. I think there's a couple of popular streamers out there that are ranged tanks that can go in and also do some melee damage, but for the most part, they're going to be attacking from range. A lot of healers in this game are not straight up healers. They just take the Vitalism tree, because it does have some heals in it, but it also gives you a lot of HP. You could really spend hours talking about the skill system and all the different benefits from each skill set, but I want to get people interested in what's going on. You've probably seen a couple of boats pass by. We've got a guildmate out here by the name of Satsuri, who owns one of the biggest ships in our guild. It is called a junk ship. It's of the Galleon class. I don't think Ryan's seen this before. So it's a pretty big ship. Have you seen this before, Ryan?
I have not.
Yeah, so let's glide over here. We'll have Satsuri take us for a ride. Well, I missed. I got to get back on the ladder.
I'm chilling on the deck.
Yeah. Now, there's really a lot of cool things at work here. The naval combat in this game is definitely stuff that happens in the end game. And as you can see on the map, there is a lot of water. In fact, the entire center area here is the sea. And this is all open PvP. There's a lot of PvP in this game. We'll get to that in just a second. I want to spend some more time talking about the boats. So we've got an anchor. If you click this, Ryan, the boat will come to a halt. It is a straight up anchor. This is valuable for I don't know why. I'm sure there's reasons for it. We can do things like drop the sail here. I didn't know Satsuri got this design on his boat. That's a custom design. You can mess with the emblems. You got the poop deck right here if you want to make people walk the plank. This also blocks people from coming up the ladders here if we're getting raided. You've got actual cannons. They shoot. They require ammunition. Ryan, you haven't seen this yet. This is actually one of the cooler things. On the bigger boats, they have a compass. And you use this ability, and then you open up your map, and you can actually see all the other boats on the map.
Oh, that's sick.
So come over here, Ryan. You can actually just click on that compass, and then hit R, and then look at your map. You can see it pinging all the other maps, or all the other boats.
Yep. There's not that many on the sea right now, it doesn't look like. But,
yeah, I mean, this is a small little area. I'm sure if we went deeper into the sea, we could actually see a lot more. It's got a war drum. I don't really know what it does. It just plays the drum. Let's see if it gives me an ability. No, we could just kind of play the drum.
It just lets people know we're coming for that booty.
I guess so, yeah.
For striking fear and terror into our enemies' hearts.
You can board the boat from the back as well. There's really a lot of things at work here, though. There's tons of different ships. This is one of the bigger ones. I think the biggest ship in the game is called the Black Pearl. That's definitely some end-game stuff. I believe there's only one, and it was actually given to someone from the devs just because of how long it takes to acquire something like that, which we'll get into in the crafting a little bit later. I've got a small little boat. They call this a clipper ship. Wait, I have to get a larger space. I'm just going to jump off the boat. And a lot of times you'll see people summoning these around the big ships for protection. So you put all of your people on there, and then you get a bunch of people on here to go and scout out exactly what they look like and exactly what's around there. They don't move too fast, but Ryan, you really haven't done much naval combat in this game, so I think this is the first time you're kind of seeing a lot of this. What's your first impressions here?
It's actually my first time on a boat in this game. So I mean, I don't know if all the people listening to this know this about me, but any game, like any part of a game which allows you to kill other people or take their stuff or whatever is amazing to me. And so I'm sure as soon as I encounter somebody, I will go into full-on pirate mode.
Right.
Seems really cool.
There's tons of other transportation devices in this game. One of them is this glider. You saw it earlier. This is kind of their flying mount equivalent, maybe. You get this around level 15 in-game, then you get a better one at 20. There's tons of ways to upgrade it. It's a pretty peaceful way of, I think, getting around. I also think in comparison to flying mounts, you know, Ryan, we had this discussion while we were leveling. It seems a lot cooler, does it not?
I like it because you actually have to do some kind of like navigation.
Right.
There's no, I mean, flying mount, you can AFK up in the sky, nobody can get you. Like, you actually have to put a little thought into the glider, so it's pretty cool. Also, somebody just boarded our boat. Can I kill them?
Yeah, if you hit Control F, you can go PvP as long as they're level 30 or higher. Let me, I kind of want to get over there and see this.
We're in the wrong faction. We're in the wrong area. It's like a peaceful zone, I guess.
Oh, yeah. So, the way the zones work is level 1 to 30 is a peaceful zone. You can't kill anyone in there. But as soon as you get to a level 30 or more zone, they become PvP, and you can actually kill your own alliance. You do get crime points for that, which is a system we'll go into a little bit later, but there's so much in this game that we'll probably not even cover in this video, and it's rather unfortunate. We'll have to do more, but this is a land mount. You get your first mount at level 8 in the game, which takes all of, what? We probably got there in about an hour, Ryan? Maybe a little bit more. It was pretty quick. And
okay,
they have different skills. This one is the Leomorph. There's 4 races in the game. This is the Harani racial mount. It can do some different things. You can like drop back. You can jump forward 18 meters. You can also do a stealth on it, but it's not that strong. Plus, it only lasts it lasts 30 seconds with a 3-minute cooldown. There's horses in here. There's super fast horses. There's things like this donkey, which you use for trade packs because it's a donkey and it can carry stuff. You can name all of your pets. That's one of the things. There's battle pets in this game, so. Do you use any battle pets at 50, Ryan?
I've mainly just been leveling up my Leomorph, which is a non-battle pet.
Yeah.
But I'm in possession of the Kitsu pet. I guess it's a little fox.
Yeah, that's what I've got out right now.
And the
I've got a
Saberfang cub. Right.
Yeah. And they have their own different abilities. They're purely for fighting. I think they changed the actual graphic, in-game graphic for the Kitsu. This looks really different from what I remember it seeing when I was leveling up. But I haven't used those too much at 50. I could see how they could be valuable. What is Satsuri doing? Is he just driving around?
Yeah, and these guys, there's actually 2 of them now on our ship. I'm actually whispering Satsuri to go into a PvP area so I can promptly remove them from the ship.
I don't think, like, the thing about PvP in this game on a boat is when you go in there and your boat gets harpooned, you actually lose your boat. It can be killed, you can't desummon it, and it takes like 100 gold to repair it, Ryan. So it might not be worthwhile to take it out there. I think we're going to go ahead and port over into the housing area. I'm going to go ahead and open a port. You do have a Hearthstone-like ability in this game called Recall, but you can also just port to wherever you want in the game. Well, not wherever. There's different names within the zones. There tends to be about 4 or 5. I've been to every zone. I think Ryan has too. You went to the final zone in Carcass, did you not?
I did.
Okay. Well, I've got a recorded site, which is my house. Ryan hasn't seen this either. I've been playing the game a little bit more than Ryan, or rather, he's been focusing on some other stuff than I have. Perhaps it's a better way to say that. So warp gate's open, and oh god, stop moving the boat! You asshole Satsuri! God damn it, Satsuri.
Yeah.
Okay, he's backing up. He's backing up. Anyone can jump through these. They take a Hereafter Stone, which is just a small resource. They're not bad. They drop from mobs and stuff. You got to jump through it, though. I'm going for the glide approach.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
Oh,
too.
I missed. Let's
There we
go
go.
from the glide. Let's see if you make it.
Oh, not quite.
I'm going to glide back onto the boat. What is Satsuri doing? He needs to get us onto that... Satsuri, it's not hard. Just back up. Okay. Oh. Nope. You missed it, Satsuri.
See, with the flying mount, you could just go right into this, no problem. But
Right,
the
right.
glider's
With
a
the
little-
glider, it takes a little bit of work. Let's see if I can glide into it right here.
Yeah.
What? I couldn't do it. Satsuri. Oh my god, and it desummoned. I hate you so much. I'm going to get back up onto this boat. You owe me a stone. Lol. Let's get back up here. I'll make another one. Let's get this. There we go. Open world gate. Okay. Here we go. This is some random guy that's probably going to follow us, but that's okay. Ryan, we're going into a PvP zone so you can actually attack people.
Okay.
There's a dragon there because there's a dragon at the end game. He's currently not in this game. I don't believe it takes a lot to summon him. I guess we could talk a little bit about PvE while we're loading over there. There are dungeons. They're really hard. There's a 10-man raid. There are world bosses thrown about the world, of course, that have a shit ton of HP. We haven't killed any in this guild, but they're definitely killable. We've seen people kill them. And I think the biggest is the 10-man. I think that's the biggest raid. So, let's say, thanks, Satsuri. Okay. Ryan, are you still loading?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So this is my little house. This takes some time to get. We're in the middle of a big housing zone, which is in the middle of just a regular zone. I don't have anything planted here, but what the guild's been using it for is these regal cloth forms, which you have to be able to craft items higher than level 34. We've also got this regal anvil over here. So there's an Orenthal guy outside. Ryan, if you want to attack that guy, you could have. He's,
oh, I see. Nug.
He's level 44,
He took
though.
off.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'll talk a little bit about the crafting system. Wait, whose bloodstain is this? Why is there bloodstains in front of my house?
Kisami?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who they are.
We'll get to the bloodstains and what that means. The crafting system in this game. There are a ton of different professions. Ryan, have you done any crafting?
I have. I've done some leather working and a little bit of alchemy.
Okay. So you have all of the recipes unlocked to you for the most part. There are some recipes later on in the game that you have to get from killing mobs or buying with other currencies in the game. But the way that crafting works in this game, you really need to explain the labor system first. So the way the labor system works is as you level up, I believe it starts with 1,000 labor. And as you level up, every level increases it by, I want to say 100. It might just be 10. And I think when you hit level 50, you have 2,000 labor. But for every 100 labor you use, it increases your maximum labor by 10, all the way up to 5,000. I'm currently at 2,570, which is not all that high. The way it works in alpha is every 10 minutes you get 10 labor. I believe on launch they're going to do every 1 minute you get 5 labor for subscription, and every free-to-play person is going to get
You should
5
say
labor
this
every
is
5.
you regen that much.
Yeah,
labor.
yeah, you
don't
regen.
add it to your max.
Right, exactly. You regen. That's a better way of saying it for sure. And, oh, you're going ham on that guy. That guy
I'm killing
attacked us
him,
last
yeah.
night. That guy actually has the Game of Thrones song for his echo.
He died.
You killed him. There's a bloodstain for it. I'll talk about what that means in a sec. So with the labor system, it's used for everything. It's used for mining trees, for picking flowers, for mining ore, for putting down houses, for picking up houses, for slaughtering sheep, for slaughtering hens. There's a shit ton of stuff to craft in this game. And they're all done by just planting things on your own farm or on your house, which is a whole nother system. Again, we could spend probably an hour talking about that system alone. But just a brief introduction to it. The way the actual crafting works when it comes to armor and whatnot is you got to craft the level 20 stuff first, and then you can craft the level 24 stuff, and it uses the level 20 armor. So if you want to craft the highest level armor, you got to start from the very bottom, which I think is a kind of it's an interesting system. Ryan's going again on some Orenthal member. Oh, that's the same
the
guy.
young Nug Nug. It's Nug Nug. It's somebody else.
Yeah, murdered. I think it's a pretty cool system. What's interesting about it is every craft is a gray item, but the way that crafting works is every time you craft an item, it has a chance to go to the next, what is it called? Item grade. Oh, are you getting attacked now? Oh, yeah, that guy's back. I think you might die, and you're going to jail.
No.
Do I need to kill this guy?
I'm not going to die. Don't worry.
Okay. The way that the item grade works, you can see right there, it goes crude to basic to grand to rare to arcane to blah, blah, blah. There's a lot. So what you want to do in terms of crafting is you want to craft gray into a green. And if you get a green, you want to craft it. And if you get a blue, you keep crafting. If not, you start back to level 20. That's just because you get a rare item for the rest of the game. It never goes down in quality. It can only go up. You ran into the house and shut the door? Yeah.
He ran into his own house, so I couldn't.
Yeah, it's a safe zone inside your house. So for my character, I've got a heroic item here, or what is this? I've got a unique item, which is one higher. I've got a couple epics. I say epic because I'm such a WoW nerd, but they're called arcane. And I've got mostly blues. These are all the level 40 and 44, and I think there's a couple 34 sets. The level 34 blues are better than the level 50 quest items in this game. So crafting is super important. It gives you the best armor in the game, and it's a little bit wild. Let's talk about the PvP system here, since Ryan's just constantly owning nerds. Dude, you're just destroying this level 39. Wow, that was a 3600 crit. That's some big damage.
Nug Nug. It's Nug Nug.
Oh, it's Nug Nug. Now, if Ryan goes to jail here, it's actually not good for business, so I'm going to kill this guy. Oh, Ryan's going to jail.
I'm gone. He crit me. I was going to pot. All right, I'm in jail, yeah.
Yeah, so Ryan's in jail, guys, and what that means is we're going to actually see his trial come up here pretty soon. This is actually great, Ryan. You did this totally for demonstration purposes, correct?
I did this so that the people watching the POV could learn about the trial system.
Exactly, exactly. Anytime you attack someone, it makes this blood stain. Now, anyone can run up and report this blood stain, right? You can describe what you saw or you can't, and then you hit report. And when you go to trial, all of these reports are going to come up for the 5 in-game real people jury to see, and then they decide your fate. This all seems really cool, right? And then you get sentenced. Begin the trial of Ryuzilla. Here we go.
So right now I'm looking at the jury. There are 3 members of the guild, the Orenthal.
Yeah.
1 member of the coalition and 1 ungilded.
Interesting. Anyone can type into the trial, and when you're on trial, they kind of ask you what happened, or they don't. Most of the time they don't. Most of the time people just make dick jokes because that's what you do on the internet. This guy's crying for max penalty on Ryuzilla. I've been killing Orenthal, as most of you are. Orenthal, I will not defend myself. Perfect. Ryan's going to jail. Yep. You actually go to jail in this game. You get ported to a real island, and you spend real time there. And it's not just like 10 minutes, although sometimes that happens. I think oh, this guy's killing me now. I'm just going into my... Get in my house, shut the door. There you go. You can't attack me anymore. Because I'm recording a video, sir. Let's see how long Ryan gets before I spoil the fun here. How much time is left on your trial? Have you given your closing argument yet?
No. The members of the jury are saying that's a lot of Orenthal and Coalition kills, and 4 out of the 5 are Coalition and Orenthal. So, here we go. We're getting sentencing. Verdict is in progress.
Interesting.
I have 10 counts murder, 19 counts assault, and 3 counts larceny.
So assault is simply just attacking any other player. That creates a small bloodstain. Let's see. The tension is real. Have they not decided yet?
No, only 3 out of 5 have said anything.
Okay, well, we'll just wait. You can see up here in the top right-hand corner of the screen, when you're in a PvP zone, it'll tell you what level of what it's in. And eventually, once that reaches full, once it reaches 5 out of 5 or level 5, the zone will go into peacetime for 2 hours, and you can't actually PvP in here. Then that'll reset and then go back into danger. So Ryan should be getting a sentence soon. What's going to happen to him is he's going to be ported to jail, which is an island off, I think it's off of the Astaire coast, which is down here. I think it's the Isle of Penance. You're actually going to be right near me. And when he gets there, he's going to serve real time. And this can range from 5 minutes. It can range to an hour. The most we've seen, I think, is 755 minutes, which is something like 8 hours or some absurd amount of time. And you have to be logged in to serve your sentence. It's not just something that you can log out and come back in the next day. You actually have to be logged in. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of a way to maybe punish people, but if you don't die, you never get sent to prison. You have to have 50 crime points to be sent to prison. I'm currently at 34 out of 50. And then you get a wanted symbol, wanted debuff. Anytime you die, you immediately go to jail. There are bounty hunters in this game which can sentence you without even fighting. You got 24 minutes in prison. That's
24
a lot.
minutes.
That's actually a lot for what you did.
Yeah, well.
You got to serve time, Ryan. Or
here we go.
You can actually escape jail. And I'm not just saying that. You can dig for a key, which Ryan was probably going to go do. It gives you a glider. You climb a tower. You jump over the tower, and you glide over into the sea. You can't do anything as long as you have that sentence, as long as you have that debuff on you. But you can go back and look at the auction house. I think you can craft items. I'm pretty sure you can continue stealing stuff, which is one of the big things in this game when it comes to trees. If someone plants a tree outside of a scarecrow, which is a way to protect that tree, to make it to where only you or whoever you designate can pick it, there's illegal tree farms in this game. So people can go and they can decide, yep, I want that tree, and just take it. This marks a small crime, which you can report, but it's really interesting because we find a lot of just hidden tree farms every now and then. We just steal everything, and then the person that planted that gets nothing. They lose every single thing, which it's kind of an interesting system. Ryan, that guy that you killed, I'm still inside my house, and he's just waiting for me to come out.
That's hilarious. So I was on the in the trial, and a guy in Say chat said, I love watching you and JP on stream, but I have to vote you guilty anyway.
Of course. Dude, it's rough out there for the streamer life, man. People are immediately going to try to screw you over. But I guess it comes with the territory.
I mean, I killed his guildmates, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, this guy's looking at me through the windows? Well, I'm shutting those windows. No look for you, sir. No look for you. While we're still talking about PvP, there is Arena. It's 5v5. I have not done it yet. Ryan, have you jumped into the Arena yet?
I haven't stepped in yet, but I probably will be doing a lot of that.
Okay. In terms of PvP, there's also things that you can do. Like, if you accrue, I think it's something like 3,000 infamy, it unlocks a quest chain that I think just happens. And this quest chain allows you to become a pirate. When you become a pirate, which I think, Ryan, you're interested in this, right?
Yes.
So when you become a pirate, you basically join another faction. When you start the game out, there's two factions. There's East and West. With a pirate, you become kill on sight to not only guards, but all of the main towns and all of the...
I just acquired the tower key.
There you go. All of the small
escaping
towns.
from jail.
We can actually... I guess we can go meet Ryan in town if this guy's going to try to kill me. Let's see if he attacks me here. I might just have to stealth away. But when you become a pirate, you can only go onto the pirate island. That's the only place that you're safe, which is kind of funny. But you also don't have to deal with jail time. You can do whatever you want, from what I know. Again, it's a system I haven't really meddled too much in because I'm not a pirate. There's other things that you can do, like create your own faction. This cost a ton of in-game gold, or in-game currency. I think it's around 26,000 equivalent gold. And when you hit level 50, you have about 180. Right now I have 20. And I actually lost a bet to Ryan about getting out of my first jury, so I owe him 50 gold. So I'm negative 30 in the red right now. 26,000 gold is a lot. It is a ton of gold. But it's pretty cool because you can create your own faction. You can choose your own allies, whether that's guild, what other guilds, or what cities you're allied with, etc., etc. It's just another cool thing that is not really in much other MMOs. Are you out of jail yet?
Trying to. I've never actually
So
broken
you
out of
gotta.
jail.
So there's a tower right next to
I'm
you.
climbing the pole at the moment. I
Yeah,
just
you
have
get
to
to the
figure out
top.
how to jump off of it.
You go all the way
and
to the top.
Land on the.
Did you get the glider from the chest?
I got the little parachute. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you want to jump off, click that, and then just jump into the water.
Perfect.
And then oh wait, I'm nowhere near you. Shit, I'm on the opposite side of the world.
I'm having trouble like jumping off the pole actually and using
You
it
just
to.
just hit spacebar to jump across.
Yeah, it's just jumping me like onto the into the middle, and then I fall.
Oh, I see the
I'll
falling
figure it
damage.
out.
Yeah, you'll figure it
Yeah.
out. Well, Ryan's dealing with jail time. Let's go head on over to Mirage Island, which is probably a theme park zone, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Hopefully it doesn't crash, as this is a... Okay, good. Didn't crash. Wait, no, I didn't port... Oh, shit. Where did I just port? I just ported to the other world. Mother. Now let's port to Mirage Island. I just ported across the map. Oh, shit, I'm in the PvP island. I gotta get out. I ported up to the North Island, which is where you can build castles and stuff for your guild. Takes a lot of resources, but it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. All right. Mirage Island is a theme park of funness. Have you been to this island yet, Ryan?
I have not.
Okay. When you get back into the main city, head on over to Mirage Island. We'll have some fun. I'll walk people through here. These are things that you get from Lords coins. People that own a castle, which is only like 5 or 6 people right now in the alpha, can send out 10 coins per day. Then you can get some cool stuff like this, which is just some really awesome looking armor. What else is there at the start? I think
I just escaped. I'm out.
Nice, nice. I think the Lord's armor stuff is pretty cool, but let's go down and look at some of the other stuff. Now, the main currency here on Mirage Island is the Gildastar. And the Gildastar is obtained through doing trade runs. Trade runs are trade runs are turn-ins of trade packs, which are craftable items that you can find in pretty much every major profession, as well as some custom professions for whatever zone you happen to be in. It takes 100 fabric to craft a fabric pack. When you turn this in, you can get Gildastars depending on the distance traveled. If you went through PvP zones, you really just got to see how much. It ranges from 1 to 5 turn-ins per time. I think the max I've seen is 8. I'm not too sure about it. But what I am sure of, if you want to buy this house, it costs 15 Gildastars. It seems like a lot, but that's not even really the worst part of it. Some of them are like 1,000 Gildastars. In fact, I think there's a recipe that's 5,000 Gildastars. This is a mansion, and this is 500? Yes, this is 500 Gildastars to own this mansion. They've got different boats and stuff over here on the docks, I think. You can see how much those cost. Did you make it back to the city yet, Ryan?
I am in the process of swimming from Alcatraz to the mainland.
Okay. You can... Oh, you can't glide. That's right.
Correct.
Whoa, what is that? I have not seen this in game. I think this is a party boat. This is the one-sail clipper. It uses Nui tiers, which is something you get from leveling up. They're not that bad. This is the junkyard. It takes 100 Nui tiers. This is the fished fine longliner design. That's 100 Gildastars. I haven't seen this pirate boat before. Or is this the Black Pearl? What is this? I don't know what this is. It's something you can buy, though. Some crazy thing that you can buy in this game. And that's really the fun thing about this game for me. I don't know if it's the same for you yet, Ryan, but... Wow, there's a music box. There's just a lot of stuff that's, like, unknown. There's not a wow head yet that's really describing all this stuff to us. So for me, it's fun just to figure everything out slowly. Would you say the same?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so when I played WoW back in the day, for me, the best part of a game is being a noob, but it's kind of a catch-22 because you always want to improve.
Yeah.
So right now, like, we're in this, like, age of we don't know a lot and we're noobs, yeah, relatively. And it's really, really fun, just, like, discovering things. It's really cool.
Yeah. I'll go show the race cars off because they're a little bit fun and stupid. They cost, I think, 5,000 tiers. A lot of people now are probably thinking to themselves, like, is this game grindy? Ryan, you've been 50 for a while now. What are your thoughts on that?
The grind to get to 50, or the leveling process, is very quick. It's one of the least grindy MMOs I've gotten to level cap. Now,
hour-wise, it took probably 30, 40 hours max, I think.
Yeah,
would be a fair
I don't know what
estimation.
my hours were, but yeah, that sounds about right. But then when you come to, like, if you want the best things in the game, the highest things, that's gonna be a grind. But for like the average gamer, I would consider it a non-grindy game.
Ryan, I'm in a race car, and I've got listen to music playing, and I'm gonna drive it into the sea.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh God, this is dangerous. Because cars don't care about water. We just float to the bottom of the sea, and that's that. I'm jumping out now, and hopefully I survive as I swim to the top. We should have mentioned earlier when we were out on the boat that there's things to do out in the water, such as diving for treasure. You can craft diving gear, and you find hidden ships, and you can go and loot stuff from them. You have to float different treasure chests to the surface. Then you can, of course, loot gold, loot different treasures from there that you can sell to the vendor for 10 or 15 gold. You can fish. Like, the cool thing about this game is a lot of MMOs that are coming out right now are games that are fresh, right? They don't have the amount of depth that something that's been out in Korea since 2013 has. But for us, I mean, we haven't seen any of this stuff, so it's still new to us. It's still cool to us because we haven't seen anything yet, and there's so much of it. That's one of the best things about something like this when compared to something like ESO, which is still figuring out what its end game is. It's still putting that stuff in the game. Are you out here yet? Or are you still figuring out stuff?
I am actually where Satsuri is. I'm in Ostera.
Okay. If you want to find a portal to Mirage Island, you can come over here. But okay. I think we're getting close to the end of this video. One thing I do want to mention is the idea of zerging. And this is kind of one of the concerns that I see with this game. And I wouldn't call it a flaw. It's just the fact that having a Zerg guild in this game is something that will really speed up the process of creating some of these landmark things like a castle or getting a bigger ship, because when you have a single person with 2,000 labor points, that's not too much, right? You can do a certain amount of stuff in the game and then you're done for that day. Well, if you multiply that by 750, that's a lot of stuff that can be done in a very, very short amount of time. And it's really concerning, I guess is the best way to say it, because Zerg guilds are going to reign supreme. There are ways to combat like an 8 versus 40, but there's not ways to combat an 8 versus 100 or 150, right? Those are unwinnable numbers. So I have a little bit of an issue with how easy it is to progress forward with a huge amount of people. And I don't really... has that happened in any other game before? At least Western MMO, Ryan? I can't really... Because, well, like, in WoW, the progression was based on, like, 25-man groups or 40-man groups, right? That was the biggest you really got.
Right. Yeah, in this game, like, kind of the idea behind it is you have a couple powerful people, and all of the, like, non-powerful people just send them all their items, and then the powerful people craft everything and have everything. I haven't seen that in other games.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be changed. I think that's kind of the way it is, so that might turn a lot of people off. At the same time, though, like, you can totally ignore that and just do your own thing, and you'll still be successful. Our guild is not really all that big. I think we have about 100 people. It's open to anyone who wants to join, so if you want to join, just message Ryuzilla in-game. Don't message me. Message Ryuzilla.
Or you can message itmeJP. That works, too.
We'll send you an invite. We've got a lot of 50s. I think we might have the most 50s of any guild here on the server. But anyways, that's the one concern I've got right now. We'll see what happens on launch. Ryan, what about you? I mean, closing thoughts. Is there anything else?
No. The game is really fun, though. Like, I'll just, like, reiterate that. I haven't found a game I love MMOs, and I haven't really found one since WoW that really captured or got me excited even. But this one is really doing it for me right now.
Yeah, and I think it says a lot for people that follow me all the time where I'm still playing a game 50, 60 hours into it. I have pretty bad gamer ADD, especially with MMOs. I'm very quick to dismiss them, and this has kept my interest thus far, so it's got to stand for something. I guess one thing we can do before I call this a JPOV, we'll go look at the character creation just so you guys can see the amount of customization. We didn't even mention the fact when we were talking about skill sets is one character can be level 50 in every single skill set. It is a lot. Did I just crash? Oh yeah, my game just crashed. Cool. Let me load back into the game here, and we'll create a character real quick. It's actually not capturing any footage right now, so you're going to be staring at a blank screen, pretty much. Sorry about that. It is alpha. They haven't optimized it fully yet. Character creation, though, there's 4 races. Is that right, Ryan?
Correct. Also, one thing I want to add, you haven't gone over dancing yet.
Oh, I didn't dance. We'll have to log back in and show you guys
give them a little something.
The amazingness of the dance, because there's dancing in this game, and the reason we're putting so much emphasis on the dance is because you can move while dancing. And if you move to the left, it does a different dance. If you walk forward, it does a different dance. If you back up, it does a different dance. It's pretty cool, but it's kind of dumb at the same time. Let me get into the character creation here. I'll just show you guys the level of depth that exists. There's Nuian, Elf, Faron, Harani. Nuians and Elves are part of the Western continent. Faron and Harani are part of the Eastern. They have their own racial abilities. I don't know how important it is right now. Ryan, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
In terms of the racials?
Yeah, I think you're right now siding with the Faron, right? Even though you're not a cat guy?
Yeah, that's... Okay, so for me, when you're fighting people in combat, you know, you're up in the air on a glider, and they take a lot less they take a lot less fall damage.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is when you release the glider, you fall to the earth, and if you take less damage, then you have an advantage kind of in PvP. So I think cat people are really good for what I want to do.
Oh my god, the cat people have a fro, Ryan. You could have a fro.
Yeah. I don't like being a cat person, but I might just have to bite the bullet.
Yeah, I'm just going through there's actually a shit ton of stuff in the character creation, like just an absurd amount of things that you can do. There's war paint, you can change skin color. Wow, you can actually be a blue cat, Ryan. I might actually be a cat. This is kind of cool. There's war paint. You can put scars on their face that are actual, like, real scars. Ew, that's kind of gross. Then if you go into all this stuff, you can hit details, and there are sliders for days. Just tons of sliders. Masses of sliders. It's really dumb how many sliders there are. For the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the head. You can also just blend looks. I don't know what that means.
The coolest thing for me on the creation is, like, you know, a lot of games will give you the option to put a scar on or something, but it actually lets you slide it wherever you want on the face.
Oh yeah,
you can
I didn't show that.
Like, it's pretty cool.
That's on the. Oh yeah, it's right here. So like you can put a scar like across the face like that. I think that's one thing where Korean MMOs actually shine is the character creation. They really allow you to customize stuff to whatever you want to do.
Indeed.
That's a good thing. I forgot about that. Then, of course, you can just choose your skill set. You have these open to you at the beginning of the game as they're kind of your main damage stuff. I think if I load back into the character, it's going to full screen this and cancel the capture. But let's just go ahead and do it anyways. It's worth seeing the dance. Load game. Go full screen. Cancel that. I don't know why it does that. Whatever. There we go. Oh, we're still capturing. Okay. Now, if this were not YouTube, I'd probably put up some music right now and start dancing. Oh, God. Where am I? Oh, God. These guys can attack me because we're on the north aisle. Anyways, let's dance. Let's get out. We're going to twerk it, Ryan. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, go ahead and twerk, man. I'm out here shuffling with a bunch of people right now.
You can speed up the dance. You can slow it down. There's a lot of dance that I'm stepping right now. Then I can ask you to bring it and walk back and back.
My favorite is when you jump in the air and you do the double finger point. That's my favorite.
Oh, you're talking
move.
about the party rockin' dance. When you jump,
Yeah,
you do the double finger
you
shot.
jump, double finger. Yep, that's my shit.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not just wearing panties because I'm a weird guy. This is actually level 40 armor in this game. It's literally a pair of panties. Korean MMO, I guess, is the best way to explain why. Ryan, that's all I've got to say about ArcheAge. I think we've talked enough. We didn't cover all the systems in this game. If you guys want to see more ArcheAge, you can check out our streams. Mine's over at twitch.tv/itmeJP. Ryan's is over at twitch.tv/Ryuzilla. We stream pretty much every single day, mostly ArcheAge these days. Ryan, do you have any closing thoughts, any shout-outs that you want to do before we call this a video?
Shout outs to the Swootophiles, man, the guild, Swiggity Swooty.
There
What's
you
up,
go.
bros?
There you go. Cool. All right, guys. Well, this has been a JPOV. Let me know what you think of the game and of the video in the comments. We'll see you next time. I'm JP, and that's Ryan. We're out. Bye-bye.
Peace.